Hey y'all, back with another video. Chilling with the barefoot. I was just sitting here scrolling on YouTube. So it's gonna be one of them days where I'll just be coming to talk my shit. And the next video coming up says living in the projects, what it really looks like inside. I mean, at this point, who the fuck don't know what a project look like? Some worse than others, but so I decided I'm gonna go ahead and tell my little project story. Okay, hold on a minute. I lived in the projects in 1990, 91, something like that. I was a very young, naive young woman. Now, I went to a school called DuSable in Chicago. So that's nothing but projects right there. So all my friends, associates, and classmates, basically, most of them lived in the projects. It's not to say everybody lived in the projects went to DuSable. Some of them went to different schools, great schools. But that's why I went. So I was familiar with going to some of those places because some of the couple people that I really fuck with over there in their school as a 16, 17-year-old, we'll leave out for lunch and I'll go to their houses and stuff, you know? And boy, was it creepy. Ooh, to my dark and pissy-ass elevator, pissy stairs, lights, I ain't make a habit of it, but I did. So by the time I got to be like 23 years old, I lived with my mom, and we didn't really get along this time. My brothers was there. They was running the house. My mom was hardly ever there. So I guess by the time she come home, we'll be telling her, she'll know that we had been arguing or whatever was going on that I was complaining about or they was complaining about me. It was something because they was loud. My little brothers is much younger than me. I'm talking like 7, 8 years under me, and they was out there doing their thing, and they loved that loud music. And so ain't no telling what we was arguing about. I really can't remember. Shit. But we got to argue one day, and she put me out. So I ended up going to my friend's house that lived in the Ickies. Now, mind you, she wasn't staying there, but she had her apartment there. Back then, in them days, sometimes, if you didn't grow up in the projects and you didn't have no boyfriend, no man, or nothing like that, you just had a place. You wasn't finna turn it down. You know what I'm saying? Because, staying with mom and dad was just a matter of time before you had to stop. My friend wasn't living there, so she gave me the keys, and I took Essence and Pache. They was like 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. They was not in school yet. So I go over there and stay over there for a little while. Stayed there for a minute. And then when her guy came home, I stayed there with her for a little while, not long, because he home. They a family now. So that's a whole nother video. Rest in peace, Andre. But yeah, I still to this day appreciate that. That was so long ago. This had to be like 89, 90. So now, in the meanwhile, I already applied for my project apartment, right? And no, it wasn't an easy, quick thing. You had to be on this waiting list. You call, you go up there, check in, and it was just nothing. So I'm over there asking and, telling them I need my own place. I need my own place. And it's like, they ain't got none yet. They ain't got none yet. So one day, while we were at my mom's house, we hadn't have no heat. So we had to use these kerosene heaters. We grew up on them kerosene heaters. So Pache was just starting to walk. That's the one that passed away. She was just starting to walk. You know how they get that little stumble they do? They walking, but they can't quite. And she got to walk in one whole direction. But by the time she got to do that stumble thing, she ended up falling on the kerosene heater, and her whole mouth, this whole part right here, got burned. It's like 2nd-degree burn. So I took her to the local hospital, and thank God, whatever they gave her, the cream and all that, it ended up fixing it right back. You could never tell to this day if you ever see a picture of her. Can't tell that, because at first it was white for a long time. Because Pache was like a brighter baby. She wasn't dark at all. She was not my complexion. She wasn't complex of her sister. And they was even talking about investigating to see should they press charges, but they didn't, thank God. So that right there had me so traumatic that I just felt like I need to go down here and really state my case. I was crying to this lady telling I need my own place bad. Oh, please help me, because when I went there just normal, like I'm just coming to check and see what my number is, where I stand in line, or how much longer it's going to be. And when she told me like, oh, nothing yet, and I got the crying. So she felt bad, and honey, I think it wasn't even a week later, I got me an apartment over there in the Dearborn Homes. Now, I don't know nothing about this life. I live in a residential neighborhood, grew up in a home. I only went to school with some project kids. I didn't go home and was raised and, you know what I'm saying, and see the in and outs of everything that was going on over there. But now the Dearborn's not like the Robert Taylor's. That's what school that. But at DuSable, everybody went to DuSable that did live in the projects over that way lived in Robert Taylor's. Now, where I moved was the Dearborn's. That's like way further down. So I'm not really used to, I don't know what's happening when it comes to the gang affiliation or how much crack out here, you know, how people fight, do they get along? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just a kind person. I'm the type of person, I speak to people when I look them in the face. So I'm just living there, man, my business, doing what I do. And child, it took for this one night, to this day, I still feel it. This young man, I don't know his name or nothing. His mom lived upstairs from me in the building I lived in. And he was home for a couple of days to visit her from the Army. I guess he got a little leave or weekend pass or whatever. And honey, whoever these guys came through shooting at the guys that live in the vicinity or in the building or in the surrounding buildings that I lived in. And they shot him. They unalived him. And when I tell you them guys that lived there that was, you know, part of the whole crew that they was trying to get at, they were so upset. They were crying. That was the first time I actually see any humanity in people like that, because we would call them project people. It was a stereotype, even from black people who didn't understand and didn't live there. We was like different from them. And all the time, we really wasn't. But they made us believe that. That's why so many black people against black people to this day. You know, and you hear people say, we are our own worst enemies. Black lives ain't gonna matter to black people until black lives matter to black people, and we are our own worst enemy. That's where you get that from, because they have separated us. They have told outside cultures, even people that are African descent or African or Haitian or whatever, they done told them all kind of lies and showed them shit on TV, and they believe it, and they showed it to us. Man, they some of the nicest goddamn people you ever want to meet, okay? I done met some of the nicest doughboys, nicest drug dealers, nicest dope fiends. I mean, crackheads. These people that's just been victims of circumstance a lot. Nobody chooses to live this goddamn life. This the part we need to show. Even now, I see some stories on YouTube with people going into the hoods now, and these guys out there, standing out there, fighting for their life, looking for the ops, make sure that they don't get got while they out there trying to make a living or even help people out. I see them passing out sandwiches, trying to do good in the hood, even though they doing whatever they doing to get their money. That's why I said in my last video, we need to flip that thing around and come together. Damn the ops and all that. We all we got. We need to come to, and it ain't just about black people, Haitians, Africans, African American Foundation of Black People. Everybody need to come together that got like minds. I don't care what color you is. If your ass crazy and you ain't with it, and you need to be on over there, you a pedophile, you sick in the head, you ain't trying to get no help, I ain't talking about you. Anyway, y'all, that's the type of project story I want to tell y'all about. And keep in mind now, I ain't got that much time on this video, but when that guy got shot, that was the same night some of everybody's windows got shot out. Right above me, I'm on the first floor. Right next to me on the other side of the building, on the first floor and second floor, but my windows did not get touched. That's when I started realizing who God was. Living in that project made me realize who God was, the creator of heaven and earth. Because I knew, but I never really, you know, I just moved there at the age of like 22, 23. So I wasn't raised in church like that. I went a couple times here and there, but when that happened, that made me realize that, okay, this is a real thing. And from that day on, God has been in my life, showing himself, showing up and showing out every time, even when I wasn't thinking about it, even when I wasn't even worthy of it, even when they should have punished me. You know, I remember walking to the bus stop from time to time to go to and I'm so blind, I wouldn't wear my glasses back then. I'm thinking there's some kids playing, and all the time they bobbing and weaving, shooting at each other. I couldn't get got either. Okay, y'all, my time is up on this video. If y'all want part 2, get in the comments.